I want to be royalty. I want to have power. So I'm learning about all of the monarchs in England, throughout history. It's the conquerors and the ones that inherited all of their wealth and glory. I guess I plan to do both. Yeah, so after Henry VIII, we had King Edward VI. He was the son of Henry VIII and Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour was Henry VIII's third wife. Edward was a whopping 9 years old when he was made king. While he ruled his very short reign, as he died only at the age of 15, the Church of England was distinctly Protestant. Shortly before he passed away, he appointed his Protestant cousin Jane as next in line to succeed him on the throne. Not his sister Mary, his Catholic sister Mary, or his other sister Elizabeth, both who were pretty illegitimate at the time, and I think that's why he kind of bypassed them. Instead, Lady Jane Grey. Everybody's like, who's this Jane? Jane who? Lady Jane Grey was known as the 9 Days Queen. Jane's death, though, was a bit more violent than Edward's, as her head was removed from her body. So what led up to this? Well, the Privy Council, I love that, the Privy Council ended up supporting Edward's sister Mary, who was totally and seriously devout Catholic, and also totally and seriously believed that she deserved to be queen. So Mary had Jane imprisoned and tried for treason. She was just so Protestant, and she shouldn't have been, not under the reign of Bloody Mary. Jane, as well as her husband and eventually her papa, were all beheaded in the famous Tower of London. So Queen Mary I, the daughter of Catherine of Aragon and King Henry VIII. She reigned for a total of 5 years after coronation in 1553. So Mary took the throne and deposed Lady Jane Grey as queen. She also had her own half-sister, the Protestant Elizabeth I, imprisoned in the Tower of London. There were rumors that Elizabeth may have been behind a rebellion against Mary. Elizabeth seemed to be supportive of Mary when Mary took the throne, but as we know from other prominent examples throughout history, royal siblings didn't always have each other's back when it came to power. Mary continued to be quite popular with the masses until she insisted on marrying Philip II of Spain, which folks really didn't like too much because, well, he was Spanish. And Mary seemed to be a lot more into him than he was into her. So all in all, a kind of crappy decision on Mary's part. Mary had close to 300 Protestants burned at the stake in her mad attempt to restore Roman Catholicism in England. She wholeheartedly believed that she was doing the right thing, a righteous thing, by going to such radical lengths to enforce her religious beliefs. But sadly, what she did was earn herself the nickname Bloody Mary, as well as a somewhat tarnished reputation. Mary desperately wanted to bear a child and heir to the throne. She had a lot of health problems, though. She had a swollen belly. At one point, she was proudly displaying her silhouette to the public and totally convinced that she was pregnant. But the due date came, and it went, and there was no child. The swelling could have been wishful thinking on her part, like a phantom birth. The public actually joked that it might have been gas. Huh. Anyway, Mary died at the age of 42. She was succeeded by her half-sister Elizabeth. It didn't really end too well for Mary. The sickness that caused the premature death and the reputation that she ended up with, and being overshadowed by her sister Elizabeth. And the fact that in a lot of paintings of her, it doesn't really look like she has eyebrows.